Scene 1. Nathy Geometry OFAT Afterlife. The world is not a line. It is a circle. We told you that the world is a graveyard, but we failed to mention that the dead do not always rest. Sometimes they wait. They wait in the silent, suffocating spaces between heartbeats. They wait in the static between radio stations. They wait in the in-between. Death is usually described as a cold, dark ending. But for Yuji Itadori, death is loud. It is the sound of blood rushing like a waterfall. It is the smell of ancient copper and rotting ozone. It is the realization that while his body lies on a cold metal slab in Tokyo, his soul has been summoned to a court where the judge, the jury, and the executioner are all the same demon. We are back in the Innermost Domain. The sky is a bruised purple, and the ground is a shallow sea of stagnant blood that mirrors a ceiling of infinite, interlocking ribcages. In the center of this architectural nightmare sits Ryomen Sukuna. He is not just sitting, he is reigning. His throne of bleached skulls is a monument to 1,000 years of slaughter. This is the sanctuary of the king. This is the place where human logic goes to die. If you thought the battle at the detention center was the end, you were looking at the wrong map. The real war is being fought here in the echo chamber of a dead boy's chest. Scene 2. The Devil's Diplomacry. "You're late, brat," Sukuna says. His voice doesn't travel through the air, it vibrates within Yuji's very marrow. Yuji Itadori stands in the bloodwater, his navy blue uniform clean, his chest miraculously whole. He looks up at the mountain of bone. "I didn't exactly book a flight here, you damn curse. You killed me. You ripped out my heart. Why am I still looking at your ugly face?" Sukuna leans forward, his chin resting on his hand, his four eyes narrowing with a predatory glint. "You are here because I allow it. We are in the space of my innate domain. To put it in terms your small brain can grasp, we are currently inside the stomach of my soul. And since you are my vessel, you are a permanent guest. I don't care about your soul's interior design." Yuji snarls, his fists clenching. "I want to go back. Fushiguro is out there. Nobara is out there. I can't leave them alone." And that, Sukuna grins, revealing rows of sharpened teeth, is exactly why you will listen. I am bored of this void. I want to see the world again. I want to see the fear in the eyes of the modern sorcerers. So, I will offer you a deal. A binding vow. Yuji's eyes widen. He has heard the term before. In the world of Jujutsu, a vow isn't a promise. It's a metaphysical law. If broken, the universe itself exacts a penalty. "I'll bring you back." Sukuna continues, his voice becoming a seductive purr. "I will repair your heart. I will knit your flesh. I will return your soul to that meat sack you call a body. But in exchange, when I say the word Enchain, you will give me control of your body for 1 full minute." "No," Yuji says instantly. "You'll kill everyone. The second condition," Sukuna adds, ignoring the interruption, "is that I promise not to kill or hurt anyone during that minute. And the third, you must forget this conversation ever happened." Scene 3. Blood, O.N. Hethi Contract. Yuji hesitates. The air in the domain feels heavy, like wet wool. He knows Sukuna is a liar. He knows that not killing anyone still leaves room for 1,000 different atrocities. But then he remembers the rain. He remembers the sound of Megumi's voice breaking. He remembers the feeling of his own life slipping away into the mud. "I don't trust you," Yuji says. "Trust has nothing to do with it." Sukuna laughs, jumping down from his throne and landing silently in the blood. He walks toward Yuji, his presence growing until he seems to block out the horizon. This is a contract. If I break it, I suffer the retribution. Do you want to live Yuji Itadori? Or do you want to be just another nameless corpse in Gojo Satoru's collection? I'll fight you for it, Yuji says, his stance shifting. If I win, you bring me back with no conditions. If you win, we do it your way. Sukuna's laugh is like the sound of grinding stones. A duel? With me? You really are a fool. Before Yuji can even blink, the world turns upside down. Sukuna doesn't punch. He moves through space as if it were liquid. In a flash of crimson and black energy, the upper half of Yuji's head is sliced clean off by Sukuna's invisible technique. The scene resets instantly. In the domain, death is a temporary glitch. Yuji is standing again, panting, his forehead sweating. Again, Sukuna says, his hand already moving. In the physical world, on the morgue table, Yuji's cold, blue skin suddenly flushes with heat. The jagged hole in his chest begins to vibrate. The nurses and assistants have long since left, leaving only the silence of the dead. And then, with a sound like a thunderclap, Yuji Itadori sits up. The white sheet falls away. He gasps for air as if he's been underwater for a century. He reaches for his chest, feeling the rhythmic, powerful thumping of a heart that shouldn't exist. I'm alive, he whispers. But the memory of the throne, the blood, and the deal is already dissolving like salt in water. He remembers the fight. He remembers the death. But the binding vow is now a locked door in his mind, and Sukuna has the only key. Scene 4. The White Room OF Resurrection. Satoru Gojo is sitting in the morgue, his back against the wall, a rare look of exhaustion on his face. When Yuji sits up, Gojo doesn't jump. He doesn't scream. He simply tilts his head, his blindfold slipping just enough to reveal a single piercing blue eye. Welcome back, Yuji, Gojo says. His voice is calm, but there is a dangerous undercurrent to it. You certainly know how to make an entrance, or an exit, for that matter. Yuji looks at his hands, then at Gojo. Sensei, did you save me? No. Gojo says, standing up and smoothing out his black jacket. You saved yourself? Or Sukuna did? Either way, the higher-ups are going to have a heart attack when they find out their execution didn't stick. Gojo walks over and puts a hand on Yuji's head. It is a gesture of affection, but also a scan. He is checking the flow of cursed energy. He sees the traces of the deal, the faint, shimmering threads of the binding vow, but even the six eyes cannot penetrate a contract signed in the soul. Listen to me, Yuji. Gojo's tone turned serious. For now, you are officially dead. I'm not reporting your resurrection to the school or the council. If they know you're alive, they'll just try something more permanent next time. While everyone mourns you, you and I are going to go into hiding. You need to get strong. Not high school strong. I mean special grade strong. But what about Fushiguro and Nobara? Yuji asks, his voice trembling. They think I'm dead. I saw Megumi. He was crying, Sensei. That pain will make them stronger. Gojo says, his voice devoid of pity. And when you return, you'll be the shield they need. Do you want to be a burden, Yuji? Or do you want to be the one who stands between your friends and the graveyard? Yuji looks down at the metal table. He thinks of the special grade in the detention center. He thinks of his own severed hand. Teach me, he says. Teach me everything. Scene 5. The Volcano Shadow. While Yuji enters his secret training, a different kind of meeting is taking place at a seaside restaurant. The atmosphere is peaceful, but the patrons don't realize they are sitting next to the end of the world. Sitting at a table is a man in a monk's robe, Gojo Satoru. Across from him is a creature that defies description. It has a head shaped like a volcano, a single massive eye, and a suit made of what looks like charred earth. This is Jogo, a disaster curse born from the human fear of earth and fire. The six eyes is a problem, Jogo says, his voice a low, gravelly rumble. Every time he speaks, the temperature in the restaurant rises by a degree. Gojo Satoru is the ceiling of this world. As long as he exists, we are relegated to the shadows. Geto smiles, sipping his tea with a terrifying elegance. Then we don't fight him. Not yet. We seal him. We use the prison realm. But first, we need to ensure Sukuna is on our side. The boy is dead, but the king remains. I could kill Gojo Satoru. Jogo says, the steam beginning to hiss from the vent on his head. You overrate these sorcerers. They are fragile. They are insects. Is that so? Geto's smile widens. Then why don't you try? Gojo is traveling back to the city tonight. If you think you can handle the strongest, be my guest. But remember, Jogo, the ocean doesn't care if you're made of fire. It just drowns you. Jogo stands up. The table beneath his hand bursts into flames. The patrons begin to scream as the air becomes unbreathable. Jogo doesn't care. He is a force of nature. He walks out of the restaurant, leaving a trail of scorched earth behind him. Scene 6. Divergent Strength. C. In a hidden basement beneath Jujutsu High, Yuji is beginning his training. But it isn't what he expected. There are no weights. There are no punching bags. There is only a television and a pile of DVDs. Movies? Yuji asks, holding a copy of a cheesy action flick. Emotions are the fuel for cursed energy. Gojo explains, leaning against the wall. But most sorcerers waste their fuel. They leak energy when they're angry, or they run dry when they're scared. You need to learn to maintain a constant output of energy regardless of what you're feeling. Gojo hands him a strange, stuffed doll with a grumpy face. This is a cursed corpse. If your energy flow isn't constant and steady, it will wake up and punch you in the face. Your job is to watch these movies. The sad ones, the scary ones, the boring ones. And keep that doll asleep. It sounds ridiculous, but within minutes, Yuji is being pelted across the room. Every time his heart rate spikes during an explosion on screen, the doll erupts into a flurry of fists. This is the foundation, Gojo says, his voice echoing in the basement. While your friends are out on missions, mourning your death, you'll be mastering the very essence of your soul. By the time the Kyoto Goodwill event starts, you won't just be a vessel, you'll be a weapon. Yuji wipes blood from his lip and looks at the doll. He thinks of Sukuna's throne. He thinks of the deal he doesn't remember. I'm not going to die again, Yuji says to himself. Next time, I'm the one who does the cutting. Scene 7, 8th Final Hawk. 8th Kalazan. Stop. Look at the smoke rising from the restaurant. Look at the boy punching a doll in the dark. Look at the man with the blindfold who holds the fate of the world in his palms. Episode 6 has shifted the board. The pieces are no longer where they belong. The protagonist is a ghost. The villains are making their move. And the strongest is about to be tested. TT and Sinvo, Sukuna's Enchain is a ticking time bomb. 1 minute, 60 seconds. That is all it takes for the King of Curses to rewrite history. When will he use it? And what is the one thing he wants more than anything else? Pethi Disaster Cursi. Jogo is heading for a collision with Satori Gojo. It is a battle between a living volcano and the man who controls infinity. If you think you've seen power in this show, you haven't seen anything yet. The next episode will redefine what is possible in the world of Jujutsu, the hidden growth. While Yuji trains in the shadows, Megumi and Nobara are being pushed to their limits by the second-year students. The grief is real, but the evolution is faster. If you are ready to see the most iconic fight in Season 1, if you want to see the unlimited void for the first time, subscribe and turn on all notifications. Episode 7, Assault, is not just a fight. It is a massacre of expectations. The rain has stopped, but the storm is just beginning. Stay ready. Stay cursed. The king is watching. To be continued.